Mm. So in the object oriented programming, so like it is like really abstraction class of the languages as well, like procedural, functional. It is also a subset of these two languages. Procedural, Python, as we talked about, like it execute line by line, and functional, we define functions as well to do complex calculation. But in object oriented programming, we take everything as a object. So like we are a human. My name is Mohit. I am a object of human class, isn't it? So that way, if someone is calling Mohit, so it's mean me, a human class person Mohit, which belongs to a object, which is human class. And in object oriented programming, we can take like Python, Java, C++. These are all object oriented programming, and the mostly these languages are high level high level languages. In that way, in high level languages, we understand that we don't have to deal with the CPUs and like processor. This is not our work to do it. And high level language, we only care about the data which we are getting. And then after, in in object oriented languages, we define classes as well. You can see in Python we use classes. And classes is what, like as I explained earlier, a human class which I belongs to, a Mohit, a person from human class. And as well as in Python and Java and C++, they are all the same. And also in these languages, there's something called static, dynamic. And what do you think static and dynamic stands for? So in static languages, like we define things. So like in human class, I belongs to a human class. So what sort of a human will be? Mohit. Someone said Mohit. Who is Mohit? A human. How do you define a human? He has two legs, two hands, a nose, hair, teeth. These are sort of things. So like a type of a human. So in this way, so, so in static languages, we define a type of data like int, float, boolean, like this. So this is we have to do while we are writing the language. In that way, we are telling the compiler or the computer, other than this type, there will not be other type. Okay. And also the dynamic type. So in dynamic, things are little different. So in dynamic languages, we don't define things, it works automatically. So like if I am telling x is equal 10, so it means the x variable contains 10, means integer. So you will be saying like you didn't define int here. I didn't have to, because it's a dynamic language. It defines itself. If the variable have 10, that it means it is in integer. If I change it to Mohit in a string, so it change the value automatically, and the previous value will be discarded from the memory. And this is the thing, it doesn't tell you about the type while you are writing it. It tells you about the errors you will get in the execution time, because it works like interpretively, line by line. The code will be executed like this, one line after another. Then, and the most interesting thing is, in static languages, you will have like full control over the types, and in dynamic languages you don't have. But here's the thing, dynamic languages are easy to write and work with, and static languages are hard to work with and hard to understand at first. Okay.